vibe one time for your mind.
Welcome to Sunbeasts Live. I'm Adrian Valente with Sunbit, and if you're one of our dealership partners, you are in the right place. Happy Wednesday, August 12th. Thanks for joining our weekly educational livecast, and our whole job here is to just help you build your comfort and confidence using Sunbit on your service drives, or if you're with the parts counter, or you're a cashier, or anybody working in fixed ops that's using Sunbit, this is the place to be. Now, we switch up the topics each week, so if you want to catch previous episodes, you can find them on YouTube. We simulcast there, and we also publish episodes to Spotify as well. So if you want to watch or just listen, you can do so. For those of you tuned in on Zoom events, you're getting Sunbeast app rewards points as our way of saying thank you. And there's a couple of controls for the new people who might not be aware that you can participate in chat, ask us questions, or just share how you're feeling. And because we cover different topics each week, if you have questions or you want to schedule your own custom training, or maybe you need marketing refills and more, you can reach out to Success at Sunbit.com, and they can help you with all sorts of stuff when it comes to using Sunbit and being successful on your service drives. But without further ado, I'd like to bring out show producer and co-host. Please welcome to the program, Queenita Brown. Queenita, how are you?
Oh, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hope
Happy
everyone's
Wednesday.
doing well.
It's a good day to be a Sunbeast because we're in back to school season. I think your kids started school, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's been a fun week so far. So welcome back to school, everyone who started this week. Okay. Who started this week? That's my school brain in action.
Getting back into the swing of things.
I feel you, Damon.
Man, and that's why we're doing our Back to Basics series for August, going back to basics. And today we're going to be talking about how to handle objections. And we want to keep this a pretty lively conversation with our live group today. Because, you know, I keep hearing this over and over. Queenita and I have also been sitting on calls with training teams from auto groups and OEMs that are starting to bring Sunbit training into the fold with their other stuff. And we keep hearing that Sunbit's easy to use, but it's hard to talk about. You know, that's the thing that people still need coaching on. So, you know, we hope that you got some good questions for us. This is a good one. But before we get going, I noticed Justin Sidoris is here. Justin, how's it going? Elite Escape winner number 1. Welcome back.
Hey.
If you felt your ears burning last week, we were talking about you. I was showing some pictures from the trip, and last night, I got to see a preview of the video the camera team is putting together from the event. So we'll probably be able to share that here on the program pretty soon. And then you guys can actually see some footage from the Elite Escape in Hawaii. But we before we get into today's topic, I believe we also have a new segment to get back to, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dealership profits on the decline. Queenita, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, let me goof it. There we go. Here we are. Yes, dealership profits are on the decline. So this article from Providers and Administrators talks about how new vehicle sales were flat and used vehicle sales fell over 2%. So gross profits of new and used vehicles fell about 14% and 10%. So sales are down, but F&I income per retail unit rose nearly 5%, which is a pretty high number. Fixed operations gross profit rose 5%, generating nearly 53% of total dealership gross earnings. So when we think about inflation and expenses, Technology innovation and operating process improvement should eventually offer dealers a new frontier for productivity gains. So incorporating Sunbit into your operating process is a part of that, into what you do, presenting it as a payment option to help continue to increase that operations income that you guys are getting at your dealerships. We can help with that. So present it to every person every time to help offset these expenses and increase productivity.
Nice. This kind of goes hand in hand with what we were just experiencing on all these calls we're having with training teams from, the major auto groups, the OEM corporate training teams. They're really starting to get serious about, what we've been doing boots on the ground on service drives for years, because clearly there is a big need to bolster the success of fixed ops even further to help what we're seeing on the sales side with declines there. Karen Huntington in chat letting us know they just had 2 record-breaking months in service. That's pretty incredible. Karen Huntington. Karen got one of the soccer jerseys, right?
Yeah, Karen sent us the cutest picture with her dog. I can't wait to share with you guys. We're still waiting on a few more. So if you did get a jersey, send over your photos so we can share it as a part of our marketing episode coming up.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Was it Flo? It was Flo. You guys get to meet Flo soon. And thanks for sharing, Karen.
Yeah. So for objections, we often, get rejected on the service drives. There's, a large number of advisors out there who deal with rejection on a daily basis. Folks have a hard time saying yes to a lot of the service recommendations being made to them. So that's one of the reasons we're going to be focusing on overcoming objections. How do we handle that stuff? And just right out the gate, the big training tip from us, the big aha moment is, if you're dealing with objections, you might be too late.
Oh, yeah.
Can you get ahead of it? Right. This is why, like Damon Scott with his acronym MEMO, mentioned early, mentioned often. Right. We like that memo. So that's where you need to start. Now, sometimes you're maybe not able to get ahead of it, or maybe you say something and they're just kind of tuned out and the customer's not paying attention. Everyone's, dealing with their own stuff, their own world. So, if you still get objections, they still come.
They're going to come. Yeah.
Right. I once, for a lot of businesses that offer third-party financing, there's a cost to the business to be able to offer this to customers. And, there have been conversations with, accounting folks and stuff, and they sit there going, Sunbit, why are we offering this? And it costs us, right? And yet it's still significantly cheaper than discounting. Right? When you think about discounting, we've had a lot of dealerships be able to leverage Sunbit in a way that moves them away from discounting, where, even if someone asks for a discount, you have options, you have things to help alleviate the stress of paying for that big number all up front, right? So when we talk about bringing up options early and often, I know, Queenita, you've told us that even like you walk into a business, they have Sunbit. And if nobody says anything, you feel awkward asking.
They don't have Sunbit, I guess. Or maybe they used to have Sunbit and now they don't. And these pictures are old. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I want to go into a chat real quick. Sean Miller, who was with us last week when we were going through, our how to offer talk tracks, he had that really good question about, highlines, or you're in an affluent neighborhood, supposedly
they got money.
People have a ton of money.
They don't need it. Yeah.
Although, the news and what's out there, the data shows us otherwise. But we're not going to get into that. Sean telling us here in chat, thank you for the word track last week. Leave your money in the bank, making money while you're using someone else's money. That's what the rich folks do. It's worked twice since the last
I believe that's
webinar.
What Damon said too. Damon shared that over with
Damon
him.
shared that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Let's
Bonus
give him
points for
some
both. Let's do, how much should we do?
Well, if we're going to do, I don't know. I'm on the spot. I have one brain right now. It's school. I'm panicking.
Let's do 30. 30 points each. Okay. I'm gonna do 30 points each, if that's okay.
There we go. That works.
Nice. So, Sunbeasts, helping out other Sunbeasts,
Yeah, we love to
love to
see
see
it.
it. Love to see it. Really glad that helped out. Also, great getting that social proof there. So if some of you are on the fence about maybe trying out talk tracks you're hearing on the show or learning from folks in the chat, might be a good indicator that, hey, maybe worth a try. It doesn't
Yeah,
hurt to
try it out.
Yeah. So let's actually go through each of those objections we saw in those bubbles right there. Let's go through each one and just kind of talk through them. So let's talk about this first one. I don't have time today. Queenita, what's the deal? Why do people automatically assume this is going to be a long process?
I mean, based on experience. So when you think about applying for a loan or financing, the process is usually pretty hefty. You need all of this information. You know how much money I make, how much is my mortgage or rent, all of this stuff. It takes a while. So I think initially the first reaction when it's presented is, I don't have time.
Yeah. I don't want to fill out any paperwork. I don't want to do this whole thing,
Yeah.
right? Oh man, last thing I want to do is so, and like we're seeing in the chat, Jeff Manzanares, less than a minute, usually, and also, Ray's bringing up a good point in the chat. There's also the thought of rejection, see some of these objections, they may be surface level or something that's not really giving you a glimpse into the real concern, which, Ray brings up a good point. If I'm afraid of being rejected, I may not actually say that. I know some customers will say that to you. Some won't, there's a lot of pride and hubris at play,
Yeah.
Money is an emotionally charged topic as much as we don't like to admit it. But, Bobby Howard, it's only a few questions. The answer arrives in seconds, manual, instant. Damon Scott, it only takes a few seconds. I want to respect your time as well. That's a really
Nice
good
little
one.
cherry on top. Yeah.
Brian,
Welcome
good to see you.
back,
Glad you're back. So I don't have time today. Now, let's say, so Queenita, I'm going to put you on the spot again. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So
here we go.
I'm going to put you on the
have
spot.
back to school
Right.
brain. Okay. Go ahead. I'm ready. Go ahead.
So let's say the customer is still resistant, not interested in the tablet at all. Is there something else
Prequel.
That's a good one. Yeah. Send them the prequel link.
Yeah.
Let them check it out on their own time. Really like that one.
That was a
Kevin
good on the
Kramer.
spot. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I can handle it.
I believe in you. Kevin Kramer just closed one by asking her if she had 30 seconds and a debit card. Ooh, that's a good one.
That's nice.
Yeah. 30 seconds and a debit card. I'll get you going here. Sean Miller, I usually say something like, everyone gets qualified for something. The only way you wouldn't is if you got a credit freeze. Yeah, Sean using that new value-added program, that new
That's what I'm
approved program.
talking
That's pretty
about.
cool. Yeah. All right, so let's go to this next one. We were just talking about it. Can you give me a discount? Can you give me a discount? And we were just talking about this, right?
Yeah.
Now, would I just coaching in general? I don't know if you ran into this because I don't know if audience. Queenita was our call center training manager for a number of years, and I got to coach a lot of the folks and how they talk to people on the phones. And I know that when I was in the field, I would always coach service teams like, hey, at the end of the day, you want to avoid negative language. Try to avoid things like, oh, we can't,
no.
we don't. Yeah, no, we don't, we shouldn't, I
What I
couldn't,
can do is show you these monthly payment options we have.
Bingo. Yeah. Oh, can you give me a discount? Oh, you know what we can do? Split this up. Let me show you. Right?
Yeah.
Right. We got Sierra in the chat letting us know. I printed out my QR code with the pre-qualification link on stickers, and then I put them on the brochures so then the customers can take them and scan it on their own time. That's a good
Real
one.
nice.
That's bonus points material
Points
right
for
there.
Sierra.
That's bonus points. Caron. That's 30. I'm going to do 30. It's
Yeah, that's the
in-
trend now. We got to
in the
stick
mood for
to it for
30s.
the rest of the show.
It's the day.
Okay. No
Yeah,
other
it's just-
option.
So now here's
Love that,
the
Sierra.
other one. I need to talk to my partner. Got to talk to my spouse. Right? Now, we know that and I have a continuing ed course actually doing dental, and I was talking about this in one of my more recent sessions, where this is not an indicator of any sort of relationship issue. This is a panic response to an affordability issue. 9 times out of 10,
Absolutely.
it is the go-to panic response to get out.
I
It's
use that one.
right?
I'm not gonna lie. I definitely do. When I feel like under pressure, it's a lot of money that they're asking for. I'm like, oof, before I spend this much money, I want to talk to my husband to see if we're in a good space right now to give up that type of chunk of change or if this is
Mm.
something we want to wait on. So that is one that I use for big expenses for sure.
So let's go into the
But you're right, it
chat.
doesn't hurt to check.
Yeah.
Prequel.
I want to go back up here real quick. Damon Scott bringing up a good point. Like, hey, great. Let me send it to them as well, so they can see it as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of, especially if your customer is going to go home with just a big scary number, that doesn't really help out the conversation. If you
Yeah.
give them the big number and then a monthly payment option, an example, it could be your monthly payment example chart. Maybe you just scan them real quick or share the pre-qualification link. Options. So an alternative to paying for it all up front. Here's a monthly payment option here. I'll send you the link. I can also send it to your spouse. I can email it to you both separately, or if you want to forward it to them. So I really like that. Brian calling their bluff is kind of fun, but I don't have the gumption
Don't
for
call my
that.
bluff, Brian. I'm scared. Just kidding.
Yeah. And then Damon following up, hey, let's send it to your spouse and then we can all be on the same page. So I really like that. Make it very inclusive. But before I move on, I'm just in the mood. Sam Lopez. I also printed my QR code and attached it to my iPad. Really? So do you have your own iPad or do you share it? Because if you share that iPad and you have your own QR code on there, that's something. But
It's like, hey, look, I can show you. Or if he has the QR
Right.
code on the back, you can check your
that's
options. on your own. That's
clever.
pretty cool.
I had
like
never
that.
heard that before. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. So let me make sure I didn't miss anything else here. It's objections shouldn't be seen as a bad thing.
Yeah.
It should be seen as
Like
an
Tim
opportunity. Yeah, like Tim Cruz said, it's essential that people feel heard. Objections are bridges to build trust and understanding, not obstacles. Big agreement there. Kevin Kramer, I'll send the prequel and checkout link to all family members if need be. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like what you said, though, Adrian, about how I need to talk to my partner, just thinking, because I am someone who says this, if you told me, like, hey, when you talk to your partner, if you show them this big number, it can be scary, but I can walk you through monthly payment options right now so you can show him like this is the cost, but we have the option to pay like this and it's quick, it doesn't hurt to check. So I think that falls into what Tim was saying too, just building trust, making sure they feel heard and giving them those options.
Yeah. Now the other one, and this falls more on a lot of your expertise. A lot of you are probably much better at this than me and Queenita. But the question, what do I really got to get done? And it's so funny how we see the same objection in both car service and also in dental care.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, what do I really got to get
What's
done?
immediate? Which tooth is going to fall out first? Let's
Right?
take care of that one.
Yeah. So you're and what is this all about? It's also an affordability issue. Right? Because why else would they be really asking for what the bare minimum is? They're trying to bring the cost down.
Yeah.
Right? So
But still be safe, So like what is the need right now?
Yeah. And some of you also, at the Elite Escape event, I think Justin talked about this, like, leveraging the available discounting, military discounting, stuff like that. And even though, I just talked about how you could move away from it. In some cases, you are able to have a little bit of wiggle room and help people out, and whether you can bring the cost down plus monthly payment options, one or the other, then this is the whole point. Options.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we also thought it might be helpful to talk about what happens if someone's denied or their approval doesn't go through, they're declined, right? They're not approved. Now, when that happens, just to recap, Queenita, can you walk us through, like, as an advisor, like, what are we looking for? What are we seeing? What does it mean?
Yeah, I mean, when they're not approved, you'll get notified, right? It'll say it on the tablet, but they'll get an email with additional details as to why they weren't approved. But at the end of the day, it didn't hurt to see if they were approved or not, and they could apply again in the future.
Yeah, just because they were declined today doesn't mean they're going to be declined forever, right? So we have a helpful talk track that we put together for you. If you want to take a screenshot of this, I'll also read it out loud for those just listening in. Although we couldn't get you an approval today, I'm glad we checked so you could explore the option. And you'll get an email from Sunbit with more details. It'll explain what's going on. But let's go ahead and review some other options together. And this is where you can, discuss your other payment methods. But just remember, there was no hard credit inquiry, so it didn't hurt to check. Didn't hurt, didn't waste their time. But earlier we talked about the importance of getting ahead of it, right? So although we addressed the objections head on, let's go back and revisit how we get ahead of it. So just, remembering the basics that the majority of folks are getting approved. There's no fees. There's true no interest options for folks. And you have tools to help out, whether it's, seeing the web link, you can send it, or maybe it's just the tablet. We love the tablet. It's the primary. It's the best. When they're in person, nothing's better. But it's nice knowing you have other options, right? So as a reminder and as a refresher, to send links from the iPad, you can easily do so from that menu in the top right corner, and you can send it to somebody's phone number or email address. And you can also do this from the business dashboard. Who was just talking to us about? Oh, it was Dustin Fox. Dustin Fox was, he was he's one of our key account managers, and he was talking about it a bunch in Hawaii. That's why I'm remembering this.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh?
He's been telling me he's coaching more and more service advisors on using this because when you send it from the dashboard, you can track all that progress, so you know what step they're on.
Too, when he came on.
That's right. Moises talked about it too. Yes. So Moises, he was teaching us that you can see all the numbers that they see. Mm-hmm. Like when they see all their monthly payment stuff, you can see that stuff. And if you're using your dashboard, yeah. Now, it works both ways, pre-qualification and checkout. And it even has a message on the screen saying, if you leave the purchase blank, it treats it like a pre-qualification link. And then you have an applications tab to see all that stuff. Nice.
Good old dashboard.
Now, good old dashboard.sunbit.com. It's the same login as your tablet. This is interesting. Let's go to chat real quick because Veronica used it. Interesting. So Veronica's telling us, I was using that option, but I had a customer that entered payment before repairs were done. Interesting. Okay. So we've never really taught this before, but I think we're going to do this maybe when we go through our application simplicity episode coming up in a couple weeks. Yes. So a customer can request checkout from the pre-qualification link. Because when you send them a pre-qual link, they can type in numbers and just play with it. Mm-hmm. But they can request checkout. And then in the dashboard, you can go and update the purchase amount. So Veronica, maybe that's something, and we'll also get you in touch with our success team, maybe help you out there, because that's something we've never really covered though. Thomas, Adrian making up a good point though, but you can always adjust.
Briefly. Yep.
Yeah.
You can always adjust it or go through it with them when they come in.
Yeah, but that's interesting, right? Like a customer, from the pre-qualification link, requested to check out,
We're confused. We didn't even do anything yet.
Right? You haven't put in a final RO number. So on the dashboard, you can go put in the final, enter the RO number like you do at the end of the tablet. Veronica, thank you for sharing that with us. It's good to see people trying out
next week application.
Yeah, nice. So we also learned from a lot of Sunbeasts how well text messages work. So if you look at your reminder cadence, we've had plenty of folks tell us how successful this has been for them. You also have your pre-qualification links you're sending via text as well. And for those of you that have been hearing about, all these people using QR codes, what?
Then pop it in the chat.
So, yeah, you see it in the chat. Like, send the link to yourself, and you're actually going to notice that there's a code at the end of your link, and that code signifies you, really. So that's how you get rewards points. Now, there's a generic version of everyone's pre-qualification link that the dealerships use for marketing purposes. It's also what we use on our Sunbit.com store locator. But in the marketing section of your dashboard, it points you to QR code generator in case you want to make QR codes. Anyone can do this for free. You don't have to make an account. You don't have to spend money. That's if you want to like customize the QR code with colors and icons and like all.
It still works.
No. Yeah, just do basic. Just do basic. Plus, honestly, when you make them different colors, it doesn't scan well. Like you need a dark color, so the default's good. But go check that out. Grab a screenshot of this if you want to.
Send it to yourself. Remember, don't click it. Copy it when you send it to yourself. Copy the link. Don't click it, or you're going to do a pre-qualification.
Yeah. So as you wrap up, Queenita, you're saying this earlier. Just offer to everyone.
Everyone, every person, every time, and get ahead of it. Do it before they come in so that they can see what their options are. And when you bring it up, they already know what you're talking about, or they might bring it up because they're excited and they got approved and they have an amount to spend. So offer to every person every time.
Nice. So leverage that Sunbit pre-qualification link. It's one of the best tools for letting people know what their options are early. And whenever a dollar amount is mentioned, you have simple talk tracks, right? You don't have to pay for it all today. Here, let me show you. Or giving folks simple options, A or B. Would you like to pay in full or would you like to pay over time? Did you want to pay for this today or did you want to split it up? Here, let me show you. And the reason why this language is so important, it really simplifies the conversion technique and allowing people to explore on their own. Instead of you having to explain everything, it's better to just see it for themselves, especially knowing that every Sunbit is custom. Nice. Okay.
Good stuff.
So, before we wrap up, hold on. Did you notice something? Was there something? What's going on here, Queenita?
I don't know. What's going on here, Adrian?
Oh, yes. The Sunbeasts app. Yes.
The Sunbeasts app.
As the show wraps up, head over to the Sunbeast app, and there may be a question asking you, hey, did you catch the wardrobe change during the show? And, get in there and submit your answer.
Did ya?
All right. Well, coming up next on the program, we're diving into the application process next week, and I think today we were feeling a bit inspired. I think we're going to maybe do a little bit more of a deep dive into the guided app.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone knows the tablet. Let's do the new stuff. It might be kind of fun. And then on the 26th, we're going to be talking about Sunbit support and all the different ways in which you have access to a lot of help. And then on the September 2nd episode, we're going to do marketing. Hold on a second. That's the one we were going to show pictures of the soccer jerseys?
The jerseys. And that's also our last episode of Back to Basics. Back to school. Yes. Season.
Yeah, and Sean, we'll probably spend more time going into the QR code stuff during that episode. But we can go over, I think we're doing okay on time if we want to go over real quick. Should we go back?
Yeah, I would say we also had a question in chat. Veronica asked if they can get approved using an I-10, and yes, they can use an I-10 in the application process for sure if they don't have the other information.
Yes. So just type it in. When it asks for social, just type the I-10 number. Should be good to go. And if you do run into problems or anything, of course, you can contact partner support. You can find them on that background wallpaper of your iPad. Give them a call. Even if you got the customer in front of you, they'll be able to help you out. What else did we miss? We pretty good?
That was it. So if you got to go, you got to go. Thanks for joining. We hope to see you next week. We're going to go back over the QR code for Sean.
Yeah. So, Sean, first things first, send yourself your pre-qualification link. I think Sierra made a really good point. Sometimes when you right-click that stuff in your browser, you'll get the QR code right away. It'll give you that option to create a QR code. So send it to yourself, all right? And you're just going to, and you can send it via email or text, but you're going to copy that link. Don't click it, but just copy it, and you can save it. You can bookmark it, So you can copy and paste it all the time, put it in email signatures, hyperlink, something in your email signature. And if you go into your dashboard, there is a marketing tab, and we'll cover this more in the marketing episode. But you can just Google QR code generator or this specific website,
Free QR code generator. It'll pop one right up for you that you can use.
Yeah. And all you're doing is just copying and pasting your link, and then you get an image of a QR code. And that image, you just, slap it on stuff, print it out, put it on
download
stickers.
It, and then you can just add it to your emails. You can print it out. You can use it however you want to use it.
Yeah. And because you're using the link you sent yourself, that's how you get rewards points when people click your link. Whether they're approved or declined, you're getting those rewards for the effort. And this is how some folks like Damon Scott, he has it in his email signature. Folks like Jeff Manzanares with the business cards. So the QR code made a really big comeback during COVID, and now it's a great way to
menus at restaurants, even school stuff at the airport. When I went to Hawaii, did you have to scan like that QR code in the lobby for like plants and vegetation or something?
Yeah.
QR codes everywhere. But yeah, so 3 steps, Sean. Text it to yourself from the iPad or send it to yourself from the dashboard. Make sure you select your name before you send it to yourself, so it's your QR or your specific pre-qualification link, and then copy the link, paste it into a QR code generator, and you can download it.
Nice. All right. If
Courtney,
Courtney,
what are you talking about? Courtney, I don't know. I know you just got here, but
that was enough of a hint. Well, for those of you, if you missed the majority of the episode, we simulcast on YouTube, so you can go back and check it out there. And we'll also get this published up to Spotify in about an hour or so you can catch all of our episodes. And of course, we have Queenita's Sun Clips you can also catch on YouTube Shorts, in addition to all of our full-length episodes. And you can also find Sun Clips making a reappearance on the Sunbeasts app, where you're now getting a chance to watch these things, answer quiz questions, and get rewards points. But feel free to give us a follow if you want to make sure you're not missing out on any episodes. But from all of us here at Sunbit, thank you. Queenita, any
Courtney,
final
you got it right? I just want to make sure. But no, I think you hit it. So we had fun with you guys today. Hopefully you feel a bit more comfortable overcoming objections and have some ways to get ahead of it. Thank you to our folks in chat for supporting one another and giving each other tips along the way. Per usual, we appreciate you. And we'll see you
Justin, go check out last week's episode, and we were talking about you. But from all of us at Sunbit, thanks for being part of the Sunbeast user community. I know, we're going to get that video.
It was so good.
We saw all the pictures.
Sorry. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you. We're going to dance this one out. We'll see you next week.